Hello everyone and welcome back Geotech Masters. I'm thrilled you are joining us in our deep dive into the standard penetration test based on the ASTM D1586 standard.
Today, we're getting our hands dirty. We're digging into the tools that create the pathway for our SPT sampler. Have you ever wondered which drill bit is best for SPT in different soils? Or how Hollow-Stem Augers work, and what are their secrets for getting good results, especially below the water table? What are the common mistakes to avoid? Well, stick around, because we're going to answer all these questions and more. Before we jump in, let's quickly remember what we discussed in our last video. We looked at the general requirements for drilling equipment and the crucial steps for preparing a suitable and stable borehole. We learned just how important it is to have a clean borehole to get reliable SPT results. We also highlighted some drilling methods that are acceptable and some that you should definitely avoid. If you missed it, I recommend checking it out to build a strong base for today's topic. Alright, let's talk about one of the most common drilling methods, fluid rotary drilling. When using this method, the type of drill bit you choose is very important. Why? Because we need to advance the borehole without disturbing the soil we intend to test. The main enemy here is jetting. This happens when the drilling fluid shoots out from the bit with high force, disturbing the soil at the bottom of the hole. To prevent this, the standard tells us to use side-discharge or baffled bottom discharge bits. These bits are designed to direct the fluid in a way that minimizes disturbance. In other words, we're focused on preventing soil disturbance during SPT, mainly caused by jetting. On the left, the conventional bottom discharge bit causes this problematic jetting, leading to significant soil disturbance and inaccurate SPTs. We want to avoid this near test depths. The side discharge bit directs fluid laterally, or sideways, minimizing bottom disturbance and preserving soil structure. This is a recommended solution. The baffled bottom discharge bit uses internal baffles to slow down the fluid before it exits, providing a controlled discharge. This also greatly reduces disturbance. The key takeaway: standard practice requires using side discharge or baffled bits for accurate SPT results, as they minimize disturbance by controlling fluid flow. You might see tricone roller bits, like this one, used